Well, welcome viewers, Dr. JWAU, continuing with the Covert Female Narcissism series, episode 16, when peace started feeling more important than truth. Typical scenario in these type of situations, because at first you still tried to explain yourself honestly. You brought up confusion directly. You asked questions. You tried to solve tension before it became larger. And initially, part of you still believed communication would stabilize things, but slowly something changed. The conversation stopped feeling safe. Every discussion started carrying emotional risk. A simple concern became tension, and simple boundary became conflict. A simple question became emotional fallout. And over time, your nervous system started learning something dangerous. Honesty was becoming costly. And that matters, viewers, because once truth repeatedly produces emotional instability, silence slowly starts feeling safer than self-expression. So you begin adjusting again, not dramatically, micro-incrementally. You let smaller things go. You minimize discomfort internally. You start calling yourself before conversations even begin. Not because the issue disappeared, because your body is trying to avoid another emotional crash. And eventually you begin saying things like, "It's not worth it. Maybe I should just leave it alone. I just want peace." Ring a bell, viewers? Yeah. But underneath those sentences, something deeper is happening. You're no longer protecting peace. You're protecting yourself from emotional catastrophe, destabilization. And that distinction matters enormously, viewers, because real peace does not require self-erasure to survive. But unstable emotional environments often do. And this is where the atmosphere inside the relationship quietly matures into something heavier. You begin editing yourself before conversations begin. You measure tone carefully, timing carefully, facial expressions carefully. You start speaking in ways designed to reduce reactions instead of reveal truth. And eventually your body starts reacting before your mind even fully processes what is happening. This is classic consequence of relationship with a covert female narcissist. A text notification changes your breathing. A facial expression tightens your chest. Silence in the room creates anticipatory tension. And your nervous system starts living ahead of the atmosphere, trying to prevent emotional impact before it arrives. That's not connection. That is survival adaptation. And the frightening part, viewers, is how invisible this becomes over time. Because just when the exhaustion becomes unbearable, warmth returns again, affection returns again, and closeness returns again. I mean, the timing of the covert female narcissist is... It's unbelievable. It's like the sun rising and the sun setting at exactly the right time. And for a moment, your body feels relief. So intense. so intensely, it mistakes it for safety. Hope returns again too. Then slowly the confusion returns again. The tension, the distance, the emotional unpredictability, and over time, attraction and emotional exhaustion begin merging together internally. You feel emotionally attached to the same atmosphere. Your nervous system keeps trying to escape. Oh God. This is happening to people every day. Men are going through this every day. It's just so obviously clear, and they're so blind. That's why I'm doing these videos, to try and help some of these guys get back into reality. I want to read that again. You feel emotionally attached to the same atmosphere your nervous system keeps trying to escape. That paradox traps people deeply, because the relief always arrives just before your clarity fully settles. Just let me clean my glasses, viewers. I mean, this is brilliance. This is bleeding, covert narcissistic female abuse in the words. And eventually your body starts organizing itself around emotional survival instead of emotional honesty. Now, how many of you guys can relate to this? Put it in the comments. Come on. How many of you guys can relate to this? This is absolutely incredible, viewers. I mean, it is just spot on. I know some of you guys would just be going, how's he coming up with this? This is exactly what's happened to me. But viewers, you become hyper aware when the covert female narcissist has got his claws into you, and in that you become careful. You're internally fragmented, divided. Part of you keeps recognizing the pattern, and another part keeps negotiating with it emotionally, trying to preserve the connection. And that internal split becomes exhausting. It actually becomes catastrophic, because your body keeps carrying tension, your mind keeps trying to reinterpret more gently. And maybe this is why clarity later feels almost overwhelming, because eventually there are moments where your nervous system gets a chance to stop bracing. You speak honestly without preparing first. You disagree without fearing emotional collapse afterward. And suddenly you realize how long your body had been living inside emotional survival mode, trying to keep the relationship alive with the covert female narcissist. And not through one catastrophic event, viewers, through hundreds of smaller emotional injuries accumulating over time. And somewhere along the way, keeping the atmosphere calm became more important than staying connected to yourself. And such is life with a covert female narcissist. I'm Dr. JWA. Like and subscribe to keep the channel worthwhile. Comment to educate me. Press the bell if you like the content. Sorry for laughing, guys, but it's so obvious what men are putting themselves through out there. Comment to educate me. I'm sure there's plenty of experiences that some of you guys would like to share just briefly, and share the video with somebody else. It could actually change their life. I'll see you in the next one, viewers. Dr. JWA out.